Hi, welcome back. So, I would like to discuss another symptom of trauma bonding and or narcissistic abuse. And so, I thought I was done with it, but I realized that there is so much more to speak on this topic because there's so much that a person who is in an unhealthy situation goes through emotionally, mentally, even physically. And so I'm going to discuss the drainage to your energy. So this is when you just go to do normal things that for the average person, it doesn't take them nothing to do. It doesn't take them nothing to get up in the morning and to get dressed and get something to eat and plan their day out. It doesn't take them nothing to do that. But for someone who's been under this kind of strenuous abuse, it's very draining. It's very depleting. It's like with me, I would get up in the morning and I know I have to be to work. And I would have up to 2 hours sometimes before I had to be to work. But somehow all of that time would just fly by. And I'm dragging myself. I'm thinking, what should I do first? Should I get some breakfast first? Should I get dressed first? Should I read the Bible first? What should I do? And these were debilitating for me. It was like I couldn't decide. So I would get up and I feel like I'm dragging through the day, dragging to get to the shower, dragging to figure out what to wear, dragging to figure out what to cook for the day, and then what I'm going to take for lunch to work. It was like something was pulling on me, and it was like the closer it got time for me to leave my house or the apartment to go to work, then all of a sudden there was a strong pulling on me. Like all of a sudden I'm forgetting something, or I realize I need to double check to make sure I turned the oven off, or make sure that something was unplugged. And it's like this constantly having to do these knick-knacky little things before I can even get out the door. And so by the time I get out the door, then I realize, okay, I'm running late now. Now I gotta rush. I'm rushing through traffic trying to get to work. And that is what I didn't like. And then I would think to myself, why did I wait so long? How come it's taking me so long to get out of the apartment, to get out the door, to get to work when I had the time to do so? Where did all the time go? And so it's these kind of things. It's like things that were simple for someone else to do becomes this strenuous thing for a person who's been under this kind of abuse to do. And it's because they find ways to drain your energy through points of contact. And this could be something that they either gave you or something that you gave them, and it has to be something that you normally have with you, or something that you have your impression on. So like when I mean impression, it's like a necklace that you normally wear all the time, or a ring, or some kind of clothing, a scarf that you normally wear all the time, something, or perfume that you wear all the time, something that is close to your being, your personal body, that you either wear or carry with you on a regular basis, that they can then take a hat. Never give your hat out to someone who's abusing you, because then they can really play with your mind. There's a few incidents that happened to me. So one time I was at work, and this lady, the same lady who who told the story about her relative being kidnapped, but she then shut me down when I tried to speak about my story, because she's seen that I was a little upset and about that. She decides that she's gonna upstage me and gonna appear like the good one, and so she decides to give me this hand cream. Well, as soon as she handed it to me, I felt something in me say, don't take it, like say no. But I felt so locked inside. It's like immediately locked down inside where I couldn't get the no out. So she forces it at me and I receive it. And then I'm like, well, how do I now give it back? I really know I need to give it back to her, but somehow it starts to attach itself to me. Like she tells me, open it up, smell it, look at it, it's good quality shea butter cream. Well, I open it up, and then once I put a little bit of it on my hand, I can feel something trying to cling onto me. I felt like there was this kind of spirit or energy trying to cling to me, to the point where I knew something dangerous spiritually was happening to me, that like she was trying to gain some kind of stronghold, or this was like a point of contact for a monitoring spirit to monitor me. And so the more I thought, how am I going to get this back to her, the more drained I would feel in my energy. And finally the Holy Spirit just said, just throw it away. It's going to be impossible to give it back to her because of the influence that she has in this hand cream. You have to throw it away. So I mustered up the strength, and I'm telling you, this thing, a small little tube of shea butter, had such a strong grip on me, such like an attachment to me, that I felt like I'm dragging myself. My legs are like going through mud to walk this thing to the trash can and put it in the trash can. Once it dropped into the trash can, I felt free. I felt like something had broken off of me. I immediately washed off the cream that I had put on my hand, the shea butter that I put on my hand. I immediately washed it off, and I felt my strength coming back to me. Well, later when we met up in the elevator, she asked me about it, and she says, well, how was it, and wanted me to you like embellish her over it. Well, I said it was nice. It's nice. I appreciate it. And she snapped at me like, well, yeah, because this was something that her friend had made, and this was something that is normally a lot of money. And so like $15 or $20, but that's kind of a lot of money coming from our bracket. Okay. And so, and for a shea butter, a tube of shea butter, she's like, it's scented with this special scent that or some kind of essential oil that she had put in it. But, and so she kind of snapped at me and pointed out the importance of it. And there was another guy in the elevator with me, and I felt locked down, but I knew that she didn't have the power over me that she wanted to have. This was supposed to lock me in with her, or supposed to get me to be an endeavor to her in some way. But by me dropping it in the trash, she didn't have that power over me. Another time this had happened to me was when my sister had sent me some jeans for my birthday, and she never recalls my birthday, so this was already a red flag to me. Like, she never recalls my birthday. But I said, you know what, because in the past she would act like, oh, she can't remember my birthday, and she would when hers is 15 days beyond mine's or after mine's. And I'm like, how can she not remember my birthday when our birthdays are so close together? She's got to be lying, and she'll always make excuses, use that excuse for why she couldn't give me a gift or have anything for me. So by her sending this off to me, and I'm all the way out here on the West Coast, it was kind of a red flag. It's like, well, why are you suddenly remembering it now? And we're so far apart, and we don't even communicate that much. But I thought, well, at least she's trying to reach out to me. At least she's trying to be kind. So I opened the package up, and I see the jeans, and I see the shirt, and all of it was very provocative kind of thing. It was a shirt that had like a sarcastic kind of logo on the front of it, and I can't remember exactly, but I just felt like this is just very inappropriate. I can't see myself wearing this shirt anywhere. It was a t-shirt. And then the jeans were very tight, and on the pockets it was like this heart-shaped pocket, so it really kind of brung out the behind area. And this is not the type of stuff that I wear. And so I felt uncomfortable, but I was like, well, at least I know that this is the kind of thing that she kind of wears because she likes being sexy and sensual and things like that. But I'm more of a down-to-earth dresser, and not so tight clothing, and messages that are more on the positive side and not so a diva. It's kind of like that kind of a diva message. And so I don't really wear stuff like that's kind of diva, with that diva energy. And so the clothing had this diva energy to it. And so something in me said, get rid of it, throw it in the trash. You can't return it back to her because then she'll use it against you. Just throw it in the trash. She can't see whether you're wearing it or not, or anything like that. So, but I said, no, let me try to connect back with her since she's being kind. Let me at least show my appreciation by keeping it. Well, I set the items on the side of my bed, and at this point I had my apartment, and I had like this futon bed that I had gotten from Target, and it sits very low to the floor. So I set the clothing on the side of the bed next to the window and went to sleep. Well, I woke up just maybe a short time later, and I saw this claw from hell. It was just one claw on the same side of the bed where the clothing was, where the jeans were. And the jeans was the main thing that the Lord was telling me to get rid of, because that creates wrong thoughts in men's mind when they see women wearing those kind of clothing. So the jeans was the main thing that the Lord was pushing me to get rid of. But I set them both aside on the side of the bed. Well, that I went to sleep, and shortly after I woke up, and there was this claw. And it was one finger, but it was huge. It was like, when I say huge, like half the size of my body, this one finger. It was very thick, very gothic-y looking, just mutated brown looking skin, kind of leathery looking. The fingernails were extremely thick, curved into like a peak, and the point of it was extremely sharp. So as I woke up and went to try to get up, it clamped down on my stomach, and I can feel the pain from the tip. The tip of this claw was so sharp. I could feel the pain cutting aside my stomach, and I immediately rushed up out of bed. I checked myself to see if I was bleeding because the pain was so real. And the thought came back to me, you need to get rid of it. I told you to get rid of those jeans. So I went immediately after running to the bathroom to check my stomach, came back into the room, pled the blood of Jesus over me, grabbed the items and threw them in the trash can. And then took that trash, got dressed. Well, I was, it was like a cat nap. So I was dressed, immediately went and took that bag out to the dumpster and put it in a dumpster. Now, this was a real event. I was not sleeping. This was something that happened in waking day. I saw this claw come up out of the floorboards and clamp down on my stomach. And it looked like it was straight out of hell. I felt like in my mind, if the claw itself is this big, what must this demon look like in its full size? So then I thanked the Lord for saving me, because I felt like it was going to try to pull me down into hell because of this item of clothing. That's another thing. It's something that the enemy can also use to against you, and the enemy is especially after the chosen ones. So it's like something that the enemy can use to work against you, and I had to get rid of it. And once I did, I immediately felt freed, and I immediately felt like spared and saved. So yeah, that point of contact is something to really be serious about. Sorry, I got distracted. So it can be either something that you give them or something that they give you, but they want you, but if it's something that they gave you, get rid of it. Get rid of it. If it's something that you gave them, pray over it and ask God to cancel any connection that they would try to use of this thing, to cancel it, to free you from it. Because what it does is it will drain you. It will drain your energy to the point where you're dragging through life and you can hardly get anywhere. You're struggling. You're in brain fog. And things that, like, you sit down to read a book, it takes forever to read a book. Things that, like, you go to type and you're forever typing. And anything that for the average person, it wouldn't take them no time to do. Oh, you're struggling through it. And so it's the drainage, and it's through this point of contact. So that is very important to consider, and you need to definitely think about whatever somebody has given you. Think about it. And if it's something that you feel like this tugging in your spirit, like you just can't get rid of it, and when you think to go and get rid of it, you can't get rid of it. Like normally when you think to go pick something up and put it in the trash, it's nothing. You can pick it up and throw it in the trash. But when you go to throw this thing in the trash, it has this stronghold on you. That's when you know there's a curse on it and you need to get rid of it. Well, thank you all for listening. And again, you have a blessed day.